Alright, turn them over down.
Oh gosh.
999.
Oh. Yo, what's up? We are actually catching a cab right now. We are going to check out Resorts World for the first time and almost get hit by a car here. But we're gonna go check out Resorts World, play in their nightly tournament. So yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people have said that it's really nice over there. So we'll see. And brand new chips. So the first hand we pick up and have for you, we have Queen 9 of Diamonds. We raised at 3,600 level to 1.3k in the hijack. We had 3 calls and the flop came Queen 9 deuce with 2 clubs. It checks around, the button bets 4k, the small blind snap makes it 20k, and then I go all in for 27k with top 2 pair. And we get called by the ace queen, and the run out is clean king 4, and we win a really big pot here up to 71k, so over 100 big blinds early. The next hand we have for you here is Jack 7 of Hearts. We are in an earlier position, middle position here, and there is a limp. I decide that I want to see a bunch of flops. It's the 1.2k level, by the way, 600 1.2k with a 1.2k big blind ante. And we go 3 to the flop, and the flop comes 10 9 4. It goes check. There is a 2.5k bet from the pre-flop limper. I decide to call with my over in the gut shot. And I do have a good bit of chips at this table right now, so I am kind of splashing and just taking my post-flop edge and looking to accumulate chips however I can. And the turn comes a 5, and now they bet 3k, which relative to the pot is small at this point. They bet 2.5 on the flop and now 3k. So I'm going to call again here, looking to take it away on the river. I'm not confident that they have a really strong hand. And this player to my right is definitely a recreational player. And then they bet 6,000. Now I could be worried at this point, but they do not have a 9. They don't bet a 9 like this. But I decide, and also they had a stack that I could apply pressure to. I decide to raise it up to 20k. And he pretty quickly folds, so I think good read by me. He actually asks if I got there, and I said I did. I mean, I think that's what he wanted to hear, so I kind of just gave it to him. Here we look down at pocket 7s, 2 black 7s. I call a raise at the 1.2k level to 2.5 in middle position. Our friend Jose, aka D's Peanuts, calls on the button, and then the small blind jams for 20.2k. The initial raiser folds. I decide that I'm going to be good here a bit, or at least flipping, and I make the call for 20,200. Jose folds, and unfortunately we are not even in a flip here. We end up being against pocket jacks, so we need a lot of help.
Are a good hand.
And the board runs out 8 4 3 deuce 8. So we lose a chunky one there, less than 20 bigs, but we're still at the 1.2k level and we have 42.6k. We picked up this hand late, but this is actually a pretty big pot, as right now we are on the final table bubble and a 3-way all-in. Shorty got it in. There was an ISO jam to my immediate right here who was all in as well. And I have ace king here on the button. So obviously an easy get in. Unfortunately, the flop comes 10 high, and we do lose here. Fortunately, we do still have 54,000 chips at the end of the 1.5K level. So still in a good spot, but it was painful. This was painful. So I do get some hands, but we are on a money bubble. Not the whole final table is getting paid. So I'm having to fold queen rag, king rag, and then I get into a spot here on the button. So I have 7-8 suited on the button here. The big blind is really, really short, and I decided, since I wouldn't be all in, to take a stab at this. I make it 15K on the button at the 2K big blind, and the big blind short stacked decides to call off, and my 7-8 suited here ends up losing to the big blind. I actually, in the video here, didn't catch the board run out, but basically, to kind of get you caught up on what's going on here, I lose, and then I am down to 12,000 or so in chips at the 2K big blind level, and I am super short, not in the money yet at this final table, and just trying to survive. So as a short stack here, we look down at pocket sevens at the 2K level, and we decide to make it 8K with less than that behind. Of course, we're going all in, but I like kind of non-all in raising and having the dealer not say not all in. You know, if somebody's sleeping, we can get it through, whatever. But we do raise to 8K here with the pocket sevens, and we end up taking it down. So that's a big increase to our stack there, about 5,000 in chips, and we move forward. At this point, it is the 3K big blind, and we look down at aces with less than 5 blinds in early position, and we raise it up to 9,000. Again, not necessarily going all in, but we're all in. And man, how good does it feel to be a short stack and look down at aces? It's like the best feeling. Like, what more could you ask for? It folds around, small blind folds, and then our boy Jose in the big blind decides to put us all in for the rests. We have aces, of course, we're calling. We flip the cards on their backs. We have aces, and Jose has Jack 10 offsuit, which makes sense. He has all the chips here. The board runs out clean, even though he's shouting for a 9.
Close. Why you want to do that to me?
So nice to double up. We had 14,000 chips, and yeah. In early position here, we are still at the 3K level, and I look down at ace 7. I decide to get cheeky. I make it 12,000. Again, we're still pretty short at this point. Blinds have gone through us, and we only had like 5 blinds before. So we're battling here. And then one of the other shortish stacks puts me all in, and I've already put in 12,000 chips. I've got like 9,000 behind. So I'm just not folding. It sucks to see this, but we could be up against, you know, some king-queen suited, some pairs. Maybe we're doing all right. Maybe we at least have 30%. But I didn't put in this much of my stack to fold.
I'm actually thinking about folding.
Even though I say I'm thinking about it. Ultimately, I'm just like, yeah, I put too much in. I'm not folding. And I put my chips in, only to find out we are up against ace-king. Yeah, I was hoping we were up against kings. But flop comes 9, 6, 3, 7 on the turn, and ace on the river, so we get mad lucky here. Super, super lucky. And we are going to double up here to about 42K or so. So, man, it feels good to get lucky. It feels good to get lucky. And, yeah, we move forward here. We are now in the 4K level, and I look down in the small blind at pocket kings. I decide to get tricky and just call because the big blind doesn't have too many chips, and I thought that they could get aggressive, but they didn't. So we went to a flop of queen 7-4. I decided to check. Flop goes check, check, and then the turn is a deuce, so I think I need to start putting some chips in, trying to get some value. I bet 6,000, big blind turbo mux, and we acquire some more chips. We are at the 4K big blind level still here, and we're starting to catch some cards. We look down at a red and a black aces, and we make it 10,000 in early position. It folds around to the big blind, Very nice woman who's actually the wife of the poker room manager here. She was a great energy, super fun, good at poker too. I got to meet her husband as well, and yeah, that was really cool. But anyway, we look down at aces here, we raise, and the flop comes 7 deuce 7. So I think it's pretty dry, and I don't mind checking. I'm going to try to extract value here. I thought that she looked kind of interested in the board and that she might bet if I checked flop. Unfortunately, it goes check, check on the turn 3. So again, a pretty harmless card, and I decided to continue to be trappy and try to let her catch up so I can extract some value at least on the river. The river comes a jack, so I'm like, okay, this could be a good one. So I'm counting out chips. I bet about 20,000 chips, and she very quickly folds. But still stacking chips, so that's great here. We went from super short stacks, we got lucky, and now we are starting to accumulate some chips. So feeling pretty good at this point. So we're on the money bubble. The short stack is all in from early position. For not too many chips, I look down at ace king. I am also all in, of course. Big blind pretty quickly folds, and we see that we're up against jacks. So classic flip, ace on the flop, king on the turn, and we fade the jack. So the money bubble bursts right there, which is pretty awesome. And we're starting to accumulate some chips here, so this is great. We're up to about 143K at this point now at the 4K big blind level, and down to the final 5 players. So our boy Jose raises in early position. Big blind goes all in. Jose quickly calls and tables ace king versus the ace 9. And the board is going to run out favorable for the ace king with a king on the flop. And this brings us down to 4 players in this nightly tournament. Here's another hand. Jose has all the chips. He's all in with pocket 3s versus the ace king of the shorty. This would have brought us 3-handed, but unfortunately the shorty doubled up here with the ace king. So all good, still 4-handed. And continuing along with this narrative, Jose's got all the chips. I decided to try to take one down here. I raised the button with the jack 10 offsuit to 15K at the 6K level. Jose goes all in, and there's nothing I can do. Good play by him. And yeah, we got a fold. Again, we look down at pocket aces in the small blind at this final table. So many aces. Again, we're getting a little bit tricky. I really thought at this point this dude who has now in the big blind acquired some chips, I thought he was going to eventually raise. We got a little bit shorter. He covers us at this point. We decided to just complete with the aces. The flop comes queen 9 X, I forget in this moment, but we decide to bet the flop, or we check call flop for 7K, and then I check the turn. At this point, we're feeling pretty good about our hand, getting trappy. I think that we are looking to check jam this turn a lot of the time. Though this player now, he kind of looked like he was going to be aggressive, but I think I was hoping he was going to be aggressive in hindsight more than he actually was aggressive. So he bet 17K on this turn, and I have about 35, 40 some K behind. So again, the plan was to get tricky, get it all in. There's a bunch of spades on the flop. So at this point, I think that I need to decide for my chips now. And I decide, all right, I'm all in. We put it all in. And the big blind does not take long before making the call. We flip over our hand. We have our aces, and the opponent in the big blind has queen 9 and actually turned 2 pair, but also had a spade. There was 3 spades on the flop. So regardless of how this went down, when they hit the top pair with the spade on the all spade flop, they weren't going anywhere. Unfortunately, they turned 2 pair. Otherwise, we would have likely acquired a big double up here, 4-handed at the final table. Instead, we end up busting out in 4th place, and we took home 465 bucks. So 1 buy-in at 140 bucks. So we did manage some profit. It was a really, really fun tournament. I loved the clean, brand new poker room, brand new poker chips. It was awesome. And actually, while we were playing, friggin' Brad Owen and Andrew Nemi come walking through the poker room, and they're hanging out. We also got to see Poker Face Ash. She came over to the table and said, "What's up?" We got a picture with Brad and Andrew and Hannah here. And we also had a picture with Jose, who I believe would end up chopping and winning this tournament. But I really enjoyed. This was a lot of fun. Hannah played this tournament as well. A brand new casino. It's always fun to check that out and kind of see what's going on. But yeah, good times here at Resorts World. We did get some profit, and that was really it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Cheers. Hey everybody, thanks for making it to the end of my video. No one does that, do they? All right, look, I respond to comments, so please leave a comment below the description and let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, check out some of my last videos here, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button here. All right, my name is Drew. Peace out. Catch up with you later.